Hi Leo. Thank you for coming along. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, Google Pluses. I just appreciate all of it. Thank you so much, and thank you for your support. Right, this is your weekly reading, and we are going from. Why can't I say it off the top of my head? We are going from. I still have to look. I've done several readings now, and I still have to look. Right, we are going from Monday the 17th of August through to Friday the 23rd of August. There we go. I've said it. Right, so your Leo reading for the week. Right, we're starting off with the Seven of Swords. I'm going to put it there. It's the first time you've seen these cards this close up. And by the way, I'm sticking my ugly mug on. I'm pushing myself a little bit because sometimes I get a little bit not so confident at coming on camera, even though I look it sometimes. So I'm just tweaking things and just trying to push myself a little bit. Bit of transformation going on. Oh, and Jeannie's likely to howl. She's got that look. Is she going to do it? She'll do it as soon as I start talking. Right. So, Seven of Wands. And this is in the position of your health. Health-wise, you might be worrying unnecessarily about your health. You need to have a really positive attitude about your health this week. If you've got something serious or you've got physical symptoms, then please go and see a doctor this week and get it checked out. If you're sat at home thinking, I don't know what this is, I'm really worried, you're looking it up on the internet, you're coming up with the worst of the worst possible medical outcomes, it's really not good. It's not good for you. You need to stay positive. Go and see the doctor. It is nothing like what you expected. It's not as bad as you expected it to be. And if you go and see a doctor, you can put your mind at rest and not worry about it in the way some of you are. Just be really positive. And for the rest of you that don't need to go and see a doctor, don't need to get anything checked out, again, if you're worried about a certain aspect of your health, don't worry about it. Just make steps to improve it. You know, if you're worried about you putting on a little bit of extra weight, then start some exercise, change your diet, drink more water. Whatever the situation is health-wise that you may be worrying about it, you can remedy it this week, and you can start to take steps to change things this week. Our next card is the Five of Cups. That is in the position of your finance and your money this week. Try not to get worked up about things in a work situation. It could be that there may be some delays, miscommunication within the workplace. It could be that things you feel are moving slowly at work, like they're just not going fast enough for you. Things are not getting done quick enough. There's just like obstacles in the way. So try not to, just be as positive again as you can. Try to move through these. If you feel like you're in the wrong job, then this week would be a good week to just start taking steps to look for a different job, look for a different way of doing things. Start your own business if that's what you want to do. It's a good week for doing that if you are really unhappy in the job that you've got. Also, with the Five of Cups going on to your money section, again, stop worrying about money so much, because when you worry about it, you're going to have the opposite effect on what's going on. When you worry about money, when you worry about bills coming in, you actually make more bills come in. When you worry about money, you create more money worries. It's quite hard to say at this time in the morning. If you're doing that, you're blocking the flow of any money coming to you, any gifts that the universe is bringing you. You're actually blocking those by worrying about things. Hello bandit. So you need to stop worrying so much and just let things flow more. Know that the universe always provides for your needs if you trust in the universe enough. So do that this week. Just give that a go. Six of Swords is in your friends and your family situation. It's a good time for travel if you want to travel, or you may have just been travelling, but there is short journeys involved. There's things like that, probably with family or friends. If you've got problems with friends and family at the moment, think about how you want to change that situation. What would be the best scenario to that situation, and how would you go about changing it? That's the best way to go about starting to implement these changes. Even if you're just thinking about it this week, it's you paying attention to, okay, this friendship is wrong. There are problems within this friendship. There is problems within this certain dynamic in family relationships. Now, what can I do to make that better? What can I do to fix that? And have a good think. And if you can start to put some actions in place to resolve those situations, then do so, or at least think about them in order to move forward and resolve those situations in family and friends this week. So I feel that some of you have got some sort of dynamic that's not gelling right with you, that's not going quite the way you want it to. And it's a time to either think about it, to think about what steps you need to take to make it better, or to actually think about it and then take that action to resolve things. Usually a good conversation usually does the trick, where you're seeing where both of you are coming from, and you can get opinions of everybody and come to your own conclusions, and they know where you stand as well. So just have a think about that this week. King of Swords. This is your spiritual position, the King of Swords. So be aware that be careful of these so-called gurus out there, spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers. It could be the head of a church, it could be a head of an organisation, a spiritual organisation, could even be somebody on YouTube. It could be somebody who is pushing their spiritual beliefs onto you and almost bullying you into believing what they believe. We all have our own spiritual path to go down. We all have different beliefs. We all have our own interpretation of what our spirituality, our connection to the universal consciousness, collective consciousness, our angels, our guides. We all are spoken to in different ways. We all have our different way of approaching these things. Now, if this person comes into your life, they could be a Taurus or a Libra, maybe some sort of air sign, with it being a sword. They're very pushy. They're very they have ego behind it. They haven't got rid of the ego, and they're on some sort of power trip, and they're like, no, you've got to believe what I say, you've got to believe this is how it is. They're not taking into account how you feel about spirituality. So just watch out for this. Also, it could be you. Be careful of bullying anybody else into, or pushing anyone else into your spiritual beliefs or your way of doing things. We all do things in our own way, and we all have free will to do that. So just be aware of that, whichever way it's going to play out this week for you. And our last card is the Page of Cups. This is in your love position. Reverse Page of Cups, it's carrying a warning when it comes to love relationships. We all have more than one soulmate. Okay, there's a difference between soulmates and twin flames and everything else. We all have more than one soulmate that we can travel through life with if we choose to. For some of you, I feel you might be setting your heart on somebody who could be quite just literally unavailable to you. For whatever reason that is, maybe they're involved with somebody else, maybe they don't have the same feelings towards you that you have towards them. You need to have a think and change around some of your beliefs about this person, because for whatever reason they're unattainable for some of you, not all of you. This is out to some of you. in this position, you need to let go of them, or try and let go of them, which is the hardest thing in the world. I know, I've been there, I've done it. It's, how do I say this? Not everything hinges on just one person. So get out there more, enjoy yourself more, try not to think about them as much, try and let them go, try and realise that if they are meant to be with you, they will be with you, but you can't push them into being with you. You have to literally just set them free, and if they come back to you, they were always meant to be with you. If they don't come back to you, it was never meant to be in the first place. Okay? For the rest of you that are not in that sort of position, if you're in a long-term relationship or something like that, again, try not to cling on so tightly. Try not to try to take other people's considerations or thoughts and beliefs bring those into the equation, and think how, if you're in a long-term relationship, just not how your attitude affects them, but how their attitude also, or beliefs also, affects you, and see if you can meet somewhere in the middle with that. So that is your reading for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like a personal reading, just click on the link, which is somewhere that way, I think. And I'll get you booked in for a reading. If you'd like to donate at all, the donate button is below. I have had I just noticed actually with Patreon that sometimes it says, I don't know if it says that you've got to do this every month or something, and you really don't have to at all. It can be a one-off payment, but I think the way they word it maybe makes it look a bit confusing. But you can either go through Patreon, or I'll put my PayPal. My PayPal address is the same as my email address as well, so you can always make a donation to PayPal instead if you don't want to go through Patreon. Okay, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Take good care of yourselves. Have a brilliant week. Namaste, blessings and light.